Greetings to everyone and welcome. Today we are talking about something absolutely critical to the safety and durability of every building and structures around us. Australian standards. My name is Tariq from MTS Consulting Engineers, and our aim today is to demystify these standards and explain why they are so important. Whether you are a budding structural engineer, a client investing in a project, a builder bringing designs to life, or simply a member of the community who uses these structures every day. Let's start with why we are focusing on this. For everyone, these standards are the backbone of safety and long-term reliability in our built environment. For our structural students, this isn't just theory. It's your essential toolkit for designing safe, legal, and functional structures. For clients and builders, understanding these requirements isn't just about ticking boxes. It's about ensuring your project's success, avoiding costly mistakes, and meeting your legal obligations. Ultimately, our goal is to educate you on the key Australian standards and drive home the absolute critical importance of compliance in every step of a construction project. This slide is the heart of our discussion. Why does compliance matter? It's a far more than just a set of rules. First and foremost, it is about protecting lives. These standards define the minimum safety requirements to prevent a structural failure, which can have catastrophic consequences. They also ensure durability, meaning our building lasts longer, resists daily wear and tear, and withstand environmental challenges. From a practical standpoint, compliance is a legal and ethical responsibility. The National Construction Code mandates it, and as professionals, we have the duty to adhere. Skipping steps can lead to huge financial penalties. Think expensive reworks, legal disputes, or insurance nightmares. Finally, upholding these standards builds reputation and trust for everyone involved, engineers, builders, and clients alike. It shows a commitment to delivering safe, high-quality projects. So, where do these standards fit in? They are all part of a larger framework called the National Construction Code, or NCC. Think of the NCC as the central rulebook for building and construction in Australia. It doesn't tell you how to design a specific concrete beam directly, but it references and mandates that you must use the relevant Australian standards for the concrete design. For instance, it will say all concrete structures shall comply with Australian Standard 3600. So for students, the NCC is your primary guide. For clients and builders, understanding that your project must comply with the NCC means you must comply with the Australian standards it points to. It is the overarching document ensuring consistency across the country. Let's dive into some specific standards, starting with how we determine what building needs to withstand. This is where Australia New Zealand 1170 series comes in. It's fundamental. Australia New Zealand Standard 1170 sets out the general principle for figuring out all the forces or loads acting on a structure. Then we get to the specifics Australia New Zealand 1170.1, which covers what we call permanent loads. That's the fixed weight of the building itself, like the concrete slabs, walls, and roof. It also covers imposed loads, which are the variable weights, like people, furniture, or equipment. Think of it this way. A floor isn't just designed to hold its own weight. It also needs to safely support the weight of everyone and everything that's going to be on it throughout its life. This standard tells us how to calculate those weights safely. Beyond the weight of the building and its content, a structure also needs to withstand forces of nature. Australia New Zealand 1170.2 is crucial for wind actions. Australia has very strong winds, especially in coastal areas or for tall buildings. So this standard guides engineers on how to calculate and design for those powerful wind forces. Australia New Zealand Standard 1170.3 deals with snow and ice action, essential for structures in our alpine regions. And then there is AS 1170.4, earthquake actions. While not all Australia is highly seismic, certain areas like parts of New South Wales, Victoria, and South Australia do experience earthquake, and this standard dictates how we design a structure to safely resist those seismic forces. Why compliance matter here is paramount. These are unpredictable forces, and designing for them correctly is the difference between a structure standing strong or collapsing during an extreme weather events or seismic activity. Moving on to specific materials, AS3600 is the key standard for concrete structures. This is the Bible for designing everything from your home's concrete slab foundations to the towering columns and beams of a high-rise. It covers everything from the properties of the concrete itself to how we incorporate reinforcement. Those are steel bars that gives concrete its tensile strength and how we calculate the overall strength and stability. For students, you will spend a lot of time with this one. For clients and builders, it's the standard that ensures your concrete elements are designed and built to perform safely, preventing issues like cracking, excessive sagging, or even collapse. It literally forms the backbone of many buildings. Next, we have the standard for steel structures, a material celebrated for its strength and versatility. AS4100 covers hot-rolled steel, which is what you will see in large structural frames of many commercial buildings, bridges, and industrial facilities. It dictates how to design, fabricate, and erect these robust structures. Then we have Australia and New Zealand 4600 for cold-form steel structures. This is often light gauge steel used in things like lightweight wall frames and roof trusses, particularly in residential buildings. For engineers, these standards ensure the steel elements are correctly sized and connected to safely carry their loads. For builders, they provide the specifications for fabrications and erection, ensuring the steel framework is sound. It's all about making sure that steel in its various forms perform exactly as it should. While concrete and steel are major players, other materials and crucial construction practices are covered by their own standards. AS 1720.1 guides the general design of timber structure, while AS 1684 series provides very practical, detailed guidance specifically for residential timber framed construction, like the skeleton of most Australian homes. AS3700 covers masonry structures, including brick and block work. Beyond material, we also have standards for critical processes. Australia and New Zealand 1554 series is absolutely vital for structural steel welding, ensuring every weld is strong and reliable. And Australian New Zealand standard 5131 is a significant standard for fabrication and erection of structural steelwork, introducing a risk-based approach to quality control. The key takeaway here is that even seemingly minor details like a weld or how a timber joint is formed are meticulously covered by these standards because they are all critical for the overall safety and integrity of the structure. Compliance here is about getting every detail right. So, where does the structural engineer fit into all of this? Our role goes far behind just crunching numbers. We are responsible for interpreting these complex standards and apply them to each unique project. This involves creating precise, compliant design and documentation. Those detailed drawings and specifications that builders use. We collaborate extensively with architects, other engineers, and the builder to ensure cohesive design. Crucially, we also play a role in inspection and certification, ensuring that what is built on site truly matches the design and adheres to all the relevant standards. Why compliance matter is here is clear. The engineer is the primary guardian of safety and adherence to these critical standards. Our expertise ensures that every design is not only innovative, but also robust and compliant. Let's be direct about what happens when standards are ignored or corners are cut. The consequence of non-compliance can be severe. First and foremost, there is serious safety risk from structural failure to injuries or even loss of life. There are also significant legal penalties. This could mean hefty fines, mandatory rectifications, or even loss of professional license for those involved. Financially, the costs are huge. Expensive rework, potential demolition, legal fees, and major insurance headaches. And for everyone involved, the engineers, the builders, the client, there is significant reputation damage. No one wants to be associated with an unsafe or non-compliant project. While we won't go into specific examples, history is unfortunately littered with cases where the failure to adhere to standards led to tragic outcomes. This is why our commitment to these standards is unwavering. It is vital to understand that Australian standards aren't static documents. They are dynamic and constantly evolving. Standards Australia, the body responsible, regularly reviews and updates them. Why? Because new materials emerge, new techniques develop, our understanding of structural behavior improves, and lessons are learned from past events. This means that our students' continuous learning is not just recommended, it's essential. For professionals, ongoing professional development is key to remaining competent and ensuring that your designs are always based on the latest best practice and compliance requirements. Always check for the latest edition and amendments. Staying current is a non-negotiable part of our responsibility. To summarize our discussion today, here are the most important points to remember. Firstly, Australian standards are fundamental. They are the bedrock for achieving structural safety and long-term durability in all our buildings. Secondly, they are legally mandated by National Construction Code, making a compliance a legal requirement, not an option. Thirdly, and most critically, compliance is not optional. It's a professional, legal, and ethical imperative for everyone involved in construction. Finally, whether you're designing, building, investing, or simply living in a structure, understanding these standards is crucial. By working together and prioritizing safety, quality, and compliance, we contribute to building a safer, more resilient Australia for everyone. Thank you for your attention today. I hope this presentation has shed some light on the crucial role of Australian standards in our built environment. I'm now happy to open the floor for any questions you might have. Whether you're a student looking for more detail, a builder with a practical query, a client seeking clarification, or a member of the public with an interest in building safety. Let's discuss how we can all work together to ensure we are building safer, more resilient structure for our community.